Hello, guys. Here we are back at it again for part two of the SMT build. I'm just pulling up my videos here. That way I can make sure you guys get quality streaming. And I can see your comments. If I can see your comments, it makes it just a little bit easier to reply. Part two of the SMT build. Mute this guy. Okay. If I can see your comments, it makes it just a little bit easier to reply. Bam. Mutage there. Okay. Stuff stuck to my forearm there. I'm gonna grab me a Canadian Dry. That's a beverage of choice at this moment. I've also got some Squirt. Like that Squirt. Grapefruit soda. This is a ginger ale soda. Alright. So now for yesterday's build recap, we did the AR-60s. Done with that. Okay. Today, we'll flip to the Manuel and see what we got on the agenda. There's axles. Okay, looks like links. Links would be next on the build. And they go ahead and attach those to the axles. So we will go ahead and attach them to the axles. All right. Okay. Try to get some little bit of space here, not too much. Can't have too much space or shit gets willy-nilly. Oh yeah, I was gonna go upstairs and adjust the TV so the grandson can watch. It's a lot better if he watches from up there than down here. I get a little bit more done. And I don't got to worry about getting hurt on something in here because there's a lot of stuff that can that can hurt him down here. And if I'm preoccupied messing with this stuff, I can't keep a good eye on him. And I'll tell you, that boy's fast. 2 years old. He rock and rolls through this place. Oh, I'm going to turn on the speech to chat also, so that way when Super Cow comes in, he can chat chat. What are we doing here? Come on. Allow. Click to unmute. Alright, so back to here. I don't have a lot of stuff running, so I don't know why Facebook's getting a little glitchy on me. Probably because of everybody using internet upstairs, too. I'm about to rearrange the old internet plan here. I'm going to ditch all my cable boxes and just pay for a higher internet speed. It's kind of pointless to have a cable box when you got a smart TV because we don't ever watch anything on regular programming. And our TV comes with programming built in. I think most do now. We're just popping the ball sockets out right now. Maybe I might need to do some advertisement or something. See if I can lure in some viewers. Get some conversations started. But in order to start a conversation is generally between more than one person, even though I'm pretty good at holding a conversation with myself. It generally takes two to tango there. Excuse me, I didn't want to cough in y'all's ear. We've got 3 viewers on Twitch, one on Facebook, and none on YouTube. Oh, one's watching now. It's probably the person that watches and makes sure you're not copyrighting music or saying anything bad or hurtful, or I don't know what they call them people. Nosy. Call them nosy. It's kind of a yeah, Keith. You would think you'd need more than one for a conversation, but I do pretty good at keeping up on myself. I was just talking about. I guess you call them fact checkers, fact checkers on Facebook. I don't know what they call them on YouTube, moderators or whatnot. I don't know what they call them on. Ah, come on. Chop, chop that. There we go. But I mean that's a job. If you want to invoke your opinion on stuff, that's the job to get. Because anytime anybody says something that you don't agree with, you just say, nah, I won't let them publish that. And I don't think there's any guidance on um, I don't know, oversight, overseers. Make sure that they censor you, per se. Okay, so I think these two are the same tree. AX311091, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. So, wonder why. Well, they all say 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, and 3. Okay, so there's a left side and a right side on the front links. The back links are just straight. Hello, Steve. How are you today? Hopefully you had a good day. Steve Wood out there representing Lawrence, Kansas. He's probably even a Jayhawk fan. I don't know. Probably best I don't ask him that. Jayhawkaloogie.
Super Calpoopin said, howdy.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? I knew you'd be on here in just a minute. Oh, my deal's not scrolling here. Oh, yeah, it is. It's filtering them up. So we're going through the links now. We're going to install the links onto the axle shafts. And we'll see where we're at for time. We're not going to go as late tonight. or as long. Okay. So, showing us pop a ball in there. I had.
Super Cow Poopin said, just bought Smax lockers.
Oh, nice. Gonna lock it up, eh? Got him a full stomach. SCX-10-2. No, this is a SMT-10, the monster truck. We're popping together a monster truck. Not because I'm a fan of them, that's for sure. But because my buddy Colby found it in his heart to allow me to put this.
Super Cow Poopin said, I will just put silicone earplugs into the center diff.
Now, you said that yesterday, and I thought maybe it was a typo. Silicone earplugs. What's that do to the center diff? I better turn this down a little bit. Maybe it's just switch it over. Everything over to my headset. Oh. That's a little dangerous at this point to do that. So we will just back out of there. We'll try it one more time.
Super Cow Poopin said,
makes it almost a locker but gives it a little slip if
There we
need
go.
be.
Oh, okay. Kind of like a slipper gear. Right on. Oh, I'm still on something here. There we go. Yeah, no, this ain't for an SCX-10-2. Like I was saying, my buddy Colby Trump found it in his heart to allow me to build his rigs for him. That sweet soul. He bought a couple kits and has a couple trucks and started building a house, and just got too much on his plate at this time and asked me if I would be interested in doing these builds for him, and I said, well, you know what? That would make good content. I sure will. So that's where we're at. Doing him a favor because he's doing me a favor. Gives me stuff to put out there and do something to watch. And then he gets the final product at a fraction of the cost. You spend more on the RTRs. Well, I say that initially you spend more on the RTRs. You're definitely going to sink more into a kit, but you're going to have something good that you're going to walk away from the table with. All right, that's all of them. Pop, 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 pop. Left links. Okay. Oh, it's showing doing all four of them at once. Well, I guess I can since they're the same. I'm doing pretty good. Had a good day at work. It wasn't too hot today out there on the roof. Wasn't bad at all.
Super Cow Poopman said, I have a bunch of things to paint pink on my wife's SCX6 once I get over COVID.
Yeah. Gonna do it up in pink. What color body do you got on it? Is it the military green? Is that the only color they make in the 6? Is that olive drab? Or do they make I think they make a silver one too, don't they?
Super Cowpoopman said, there is a silverish Jeep too.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So do they make optional bodies for the SCX6? I mean, what body would you use? Would it be a slash body or? 'Cause I don't even know that a slash. Well, maybe a slash body might work. I've got a rare find slash.
Super Cowpoopman said, I haven't really noticed any yet, but I haven't really looked for aftermarket.
Yeah. They may have you take some measurements of that bad boy when you get a chance. I've got a rare slash body back here on my bench behind me. I'll grab it here right quick. Get this last ball in. Let's snag my wires. She's a little dusty from sitting. Oh, I'm in front of my camera there. There we go. Back up, over, up. It is the Mad Max car, which looks more like a Camaro. Looks kind of like a Camaro, but it's a rally type. Till you look at the back of it, and then you see Mad Max. Get a picture of that.
Super Cowpoopman said, oh wow, I haven't seen one of those in years.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do a snazzy old paint job on her. Maybe, unless I find somebody interested in taking it off my hands. All right. What? Okay, so what I thought was a plastic bushing for the steering actually steel. I'll be dipped. We better get a lid on this. I could pose a mess. Axial grease everywhere. Axle grease. Okay, so now it's also showing on these here that I need to throw in a ball for the shocks. I don't really feel that I need to put that bolt through here until I'm ready to mount the shocks. So we're not going to do that step. It just makes no sense to me. All right, so it's showing on these. We are working on the front axle first. And we will start at the top and work to the bottom. So we're looking for, let's see, we got that one, that one, that one, and this one, which leaves us this one and this one, as long as they are opposite, and they are. And it's showing that these two go just like this. into the front. So we will slide that right into there. And this right into there. Well, look at that. I'll be dipped. Fits right in there. Almost like it was made for it. Mofo could take some lessons from them. Hey, you better believe it is. Philip Lamas. Jasper Hobbies in the house. This is a Jasper tray that I'm working on. Made by this guy. And I absolutely love it. Got spots for places. Spots for pieces. All through the front here. He's got some with round holes, square holes. No holes.
Super Coupman said, "What's it made out of?"
That's a good question. We'll ask Philip Lamas. What are these things made out of? They are chemical resistant. Now, they aren't scratch resistant or burn resistant. You can burn them. But you can put any kind of chemical on this and it will not melt it. So like if you're doing grease in your oil or anything and you get it on this tray, it wipes right off. I'm waiting for my video. There you go. Polyethylene. I've got a white one that's probably the length. It's over the length of my work area that I have here. I'm going to say it's almost 4 foot long. And it's about the same width as this. I use to transplant my plants whenever I buy my oh um, succulents, I guess is what you'd call them, aloe, them little air plants or whatever. Sometimes you buy them and they come with a whole crap ton in one little pot, so you got to set and separate them out. So then you'll have a bunch of them. Well, that white tray that I have, awesome for that. And then if you notice over here in the back, got a pink one for the drift build. And what would be really cool is to make this a modular work area, is to build like a shelf system where I can take this, slide it into the shelf, have a little space, you know, the height of a car or whatnot, and then just line my whole bench with all these trays, and whenever I'm not working on a project, I pick that tray up, slide it into the bench. Everything's right there. I think, yeah, the bubblegum pink. I think that would be a really cool idea. You know, build you a rack to hold your Jasper trays with all the different projects on them. But yeah, these trays have got a lip all the way around them. I don't have fat fingers, but I don't know, grabbing little screws and stuff. They just slide right up to the edge. The corner insides here are rounded. So you got grub screw, no problem. You stick your finger on it, slide it over to the edge, bam, grub screw. But yeah, I'd love to have a Jasper tray at every spot on my bench, all the way down through here. Cleanup would be easy. Just pick up, say we're done, just pick this tray up, slide it into the baker's rack, grab an empty one.
Coupman said, "I might have to look into one for my wife's rig."
Oh yeah, yeah. He'll ship them to you, and you can find him at jasperhobbies.com. You can look him up on the old Facebook. Do I have a box for a pick? I have a box for the pick. And Keith, he'll even mail you one of these Jasper trays. Keith Hill's from Canada. Wazow! Monster Truck Madness. Okay, so he just put the link in Facebook. So, Super Cow, I'm going to copy that right quick, and I will post that over on Twitch. I'm cross-streaming, cross-platform streaming. I'm doing Twitch on this one. I'm doing Facebook on
Super
this
Cal
one.
Koopman
YouTube
said,
on that one.
I am sitting on their website LOL.
Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome deal, Keith. Yep. That'll save some shipping, and you may even be able to meet the man behind the scenes. Super awesome guy. We went fishing yesterday. Day before yesterday. No. Saturday. Yeah, Saturday morning we went fishing. And I posted the pictures up on Facebook, and it looks like we only caught one little fish about that big. Actually, we caught two little fish about that big and a bluegill about that big, but we caught a catfish. Let me say he's a good sized catfish. I don't know why I'm using a little T-wrench when I've got nut drivers right here. Well, nut driver don't even fit in.
Super Cal Koopman
There we go.
said, it's actually pretty good timing for one cause my magnetic mat is getting wore out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something else there. If you like using the magnets with these things, with your oh, I just knocked you guys over. So you can take a simple magnet and you can glue that magnet on the bottom side to the edge. Now all your screws stay stuck on that magnet right there. So if you lift your tray up, all your screws stay stuck to that magnet. So if you get some of them rare earth magnets and just stick them up into these little pockets in between on the bottom side, I would like to show you the bottom side of this. Let's see if we can get it up high enough without dumping everything. It'll all slide to that side, but that's okay. As you see how they're formed there, you can stick your magnets up in these pockets here, up against on the side of the tray. Boom, everything sticks right to the tray. Oh no, it's got a lip. It won't dump, Philip. You have a good evening too, buddy. Got a nice lip all the way around. All right. Now, for the links on the link tabs, that's these ones. Takes two of those, and it appears that the short side of the shaft or the link goes to the axle. And they are screw only, not nutted. And they're showing them going into the bottom hole. So we'll take and slide that right in there. Oval racing this week. Yes, sir. We will be at Fastlane Raceway in Blue Springs doing the dirt oval. Death Metal Racing will be out there live. We're going to try something a little different this week. Jason and I have collaborated on a plan to get more video on the live feed. So you can see I've got two cameras here. Yeah, I don't know how that would work. We won't be able to do multi-camera out there unless the laptop. I just ain't got the reach. I wouldn't be able to set a camera up at the other end. But I'd almost say the best way to do it is to go. Would be to go. I'm gonna say Wi-Fi camera. But anyhow, we have been doing live just off of a phone. His phone's only good for so many hours, and we're out there from almost 3:30 till 11 o'clock at night. So I have some battery packs that I need to remind myself to bring home from work tomorrow. So Jerry, if you could shoot me a memo, if you remember, uh, I'll bring some. I've got some battery packs that for the phone to charge on while it's recording, and we'll do the dual screen live feed from the phones. Uh, I'll put my phone at a position on one end of the track, and he'll put his on the other. But that will be on Death Metal Racing's Facebook page. I will pull that up right quick and snatch the link. I'll throw the link in Twitch and in Facebook Live. So we will have that. So Death Metal Racing. Here's the link. Control copy. Okay. We'll close that out. Post that right up there. Control view. This is going to be Inner Death Metal Racing. This is where we will be live. Oh, it pops up there. Never mind. This is where we will be live tomorrow. We'll throw another one over here. We're not replying to that lady. And control view. Enter. See what that brings up. Okay. There you go, Super Cow. Steve's back. Badder than ever. Nothing really adventurous happened between yesterday and today. I woke up, went to work, came home, went out and picked tomatoes, and now I'm down here. My wife's upstairs canning tomatoes. She's making some. I don't think they're making salsa. I think they're making spaghetti sauce today. That's why I was asking about them jars on my Facebook, because I had 17 of them, and they look like old Pace or Pecani jars, but what they were coffee jars from the 70s, 60s, and 70s. But there's also some that are on eBay and Etsy that look like that. They just have like a floral print on them, and they call them juice decanters for a bar. They have a little plastic lid with a spout that opens up. What's in my mouth? My tongue. And if I had a cigarette, let's put that thing out. It's smoking my eyeballs out. Whew. It's a lot of cranking. Oh, that's a lot of cranking. Oh. Quit smoking. Okay. Okay, Daddy. I did quit smoking. About 3 seconds ago I put it out. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Other link, other side. Might test the buggy at the indoor track this weekend. Heck yeah. Well, actually, tomorrow would be a good time to do that. I'm not for sure, but I think Saturday they hold races on that indoor track. Tuesday's like a practice night. I know Leslie came up and raced his buggy on that indoor track in between heats when we was out there racing the dirt oval. I really shouldn't be putting the links in this thing tonight. I shouldn't be working on this thing tonight. I should have my race buggy over here swapping motors out. That's what I need to be doing. All right, links are set up on the front axle. Now to the rear axle. Repeat process. For every. You're doing speech to text, Steve, aren't you? You mean forever. Quit smoking forever. Well, bruh, I'm not going to say I can't. I don't want to put limitations on myself in that aspect. But I will say that I definitely enjoy it. Definitely enjoy smoking. I don't enjoy hacking my lungs up. I don't enjoy burning my eyeballs out with cigarette smoke. But I do enjoy smoking. Mellow, if you've got, oh, I'm freezing up. Yeah, I'm taxing this old computer. Mellow, if you've got like a Slash or something like that that's fast, they've got an outdoor track that's awesome. It's not the dirt oval track, but you can bring your basher over there and bash away. And I don't know that he would charge you to go do that. I mean, I would just pretend you're there doing the dirt oval thing with us and go run your car on that track. Fix my mod car. There ain't nothing broke on it. I just got to do motor replacement. I've got a new motor in it. But I'm going to pull that motor out. I've got another new motor it's here somewhere. Then I'm going to throw in it, and I'm going to take the new motor that's in my Slash and put that in my Bandit. Strange. Very strange. Boom, boom. Lower links done, dude. Shorties up front. And they go, no, long ones. Yeah, dummy. You just did it on the front. Switch sides. I've got a set of metal links that Jerry Justice had made for my mega truck. I'm not for sure if they would be the proper length for this SMT or not. I'm strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Okay. Watch what I'm singing there. I'll get bunked for copyright infringement. Okay. Looks like I'm freezing up over here on the YouTube too, and on the Facebook. Yeah, it's glitchy, guys. I apologize. It'll be that way until I win the lottery and afford a new computer. Rear axle. Done. Bam. 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 It's like a spider. Well, that's that. That's that. Is Jerry still watching? No. Darn it. I was kind of hoping one of the gurus were still in here. Jerry, Rick, Ryan, any of them. Good luck on your life. Steve, what are you meaning by that? Yeah, I can't never quit smoking for very long. I quit for 1 year once. And there was no difference, so I went back to it. I was gonna ask them, one of them gurus, about that pass-through axle. And I hadn't sat there, see if that would work. All right, we're not doing a servo today. Ooh, golly wolly. Is it that time of day? Really? Looks like we're at the shock shafts. That's one thing I don't like doing is shocks. Shocks are, they're so messy.
Super Cow Poopman said, I don't like shocks either.
Yeah. That's one of the things I don't like doing most of all. Alright, these parts of the tree can go bye-bye. They can go bye-bye. Alright. Well, if that's where we're at, I guess that's where we're at. So it says grab bag D. Plastic 3. Open plastic bag 2. Bag 3. Well, it doesn't say nothing about opening bag 3, but I think that's where... Oh no, shocks ain't in this bag. Plastic 2. It's a big bag.
Super Cow Poopman said, I made a shock building station that was supposed to make it easier, but it did no such things.
I've tried different approaches at building shocks myself, and I've had no such luck as good as just doing them in my hand. Alright, so that is the receiver tray looking parts. It's got my rubber grommet for wires and the O-ring for the lid. So here's the, I'm going to say that's a sway bar link. Let's see, open plastic bag 2, bag D. So hopefully everything Shockolithic is in here. That looks like drive shaft stuff. You mean I gotta completely build the dadgum drive shafts? Oh my gosh. There's CVs. Transmission, okay, this looks promising. Looks like all the gears in the transmission bag are metal. And then we have hex hubs, wheel hexes, wheel nuts, wheel pins, body pins. And we have a bag of smally screws and biggie screws, and we're just going to stick with bag D. We're going to stick with the D bag. No, shocks are not fun. Miss Molly, you talking about Molly Brown, or are you talking about Kendall Nowak's Molly? It's funny that you would comment that, Steve. Kendall Nowak heads up Ozark Adventure Hobbyist. He handles all the stuff around Truman Lake area on the Warsaw side. And yeah, he's a little odd because he says shocks are fun, bro. I don't know anybody that likes doing shocks. I guess I do now. 30 with oil. Yeah, you've got many places. Truman Lake is surrounded. Is if
Super Cow Poopman said, I'll make sure to send him every shock I have.
Kendall Super Cow over on my Twitch page says he's gonna make sure he'll make sure he sends you every shock he has. But as I was saying, Truman Lake, phenomenal crawl spot. You could go all the way around the lake. You would never you could possibly never crawl the same place twice if you was to go around the bank in a year. If you did it every day, I don't think you would make it all the way around. All right, so we got aluminum shock tubes. We will use this tray for shock parts. Kendall says they have more shoreline than California. And I don't know if anybody knows too much about Truman Lake, but it was a lake built back in the 60s. I'm believing by Truman, Harry S. Truman, if I remember correctly. It is a man-made lake, and it is huge. Start building shocks. I gotta go. I gotta open up the packages, Miss Impatient. Cut a boy some slack here, man. Come on already. Okay, so it is showing that I need some nuts, some adjuster nuts. That was not in any of those bags that I just opened up. I went through all them bags with you guys. That's all trans parts. Did I miss something? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I just opened every. Hold it. Plastic bag 2. What the hell bag did I just open? Let's say those adjusters. Oh, Steve, you never cease to amaze me. Plastic trans housing. Oh, I see it. I see it right there. We're going to set this one just right there because we may be resorting back to that. So, I have shock caps for the bottoms. I have the diffuser piston for the oil. And I have the adjuster rings right here. And the caps. Okay. Top caps adjusters and the bottom caps. There. Okay, we'll see if we can follow these directions. I'm going to need the pistons as well. Spacers. And that tree can go bye-bye. Alright. Shock tube. Shock adjuster. You want to put that on with the lip side here, pointing down. Because, yeah, when you go to the springs, it's amazing how these things get intertwined like that. When this goes on, it sets up on that lip. Okay. And we got 2 red ones, 2 yellow ones. They say to put the yellow ones up front, red ones in the back. But we need to do an O-ring into the base. Okay, so there's an O-ring. Then the piston, which this is where the nubs on the sides will affect your shock rate. It will cause it to stick if you don't get them off. And it will cause them to not properly flow the oil through if you cut a flat side onto your piston. So there's that, and now for the slicey. I'll get that nice and smooth. Okay. So, got the O-ring, we got the piston. Piston showing cup side down. And then we get a small O-ring that sits inside that cup. Then it gets a black spacer that sits inside of that. And again, this doesn't rub the sides of the shock, but we just don't want the debris to be in there. So we'll just make sure we get that nice and round. That sits on top of that O-ring. You know, this seems like it's gonna be extremely hard doing it this way, but anyhow. Okay, spacer O-ring. And bottom cap. So that makes me believe I probably should have built it that way instead. So we'll throw that O-ring in there. We'll throw the spacer, and this one down in there as well. There we go. And then we will screw this up into here, like so. And then we will take la chakrada, the a la chakrada, and that is showing a washer. That leads me to believe that that one cup that I threw in there was not a piston cup. Oh, yay, more ball ends. That leads me to believe, oh, yay, cage part skid plate. Oh, yeah, drive shaft. Okay, spring spacers, that's good, that's good. These are more shock parts. More shock parts. Here's the piston. Okay, so with this, they're going to give you a bunch of different options on the flow. So with the shock pistons, you've got 2 holes, 3 holes, or 4 holes, or even 6 holes. Is that 6? Yeah. So, which one do you use? That's a good question. That's something that I don't know. I don't know what shock you would use, or what diaphragm, I guess you would call it. I noticed that the 4-hole also has like a little do you get tools with my one gift? No. Teo, 2. Use the one with 2. That Shockman said it. We're gonna go with the 2-hole. But oh, as I was saying though, on that diaphragm piece, the 4-hole has 2 slots on both sides of the interior ring there. Maybe if I held a piece of paper up behind it, you'd be able to see it easier. And to the center and turn. I don't know if you can, but you see them 2 slots on the inside hole on that 4. So would that not make that a 6? Or I guess, I don't know. The hole's the same size all the way through, whereas on, I'll show you that on this set here. If you look at these ones, these are hot racing. The hole on one side, I won't be able to show you, but the hole on one side of this is bigger. It's a conical hole, and it goes to smaller on the other side. 3 and 4 would make it react faster. Okay. And that makes sense. So we've got the 2, and he said a fine file. And that I have. This, you don't want the nipple. So we'll just grace that across there. Still fill it. Still fill it. We'll just eliminate as much as we can with the blade. I know a lot of people probably watch this and be like, this idiot's cutting towards his hand. Well, I'm not in fear of getting sliced by that razor as long as I don't slide it. But I have restructured my diet into a fish and chicken diet. So that way that my skin cells are restructured into a square shape instead of a round shape, thus causing more elasticity of the skin, allowing me to be able to take sharp objects and not get sliced. Alright, the 2-hole on, washer on, don't tell me they want me to put a nut at the top of this. Do they want me to put a nut on the top of that? They want me to put a nut on top of that. I'll be dipped. Okay. The nut is on. These I recommend using when doing shocks. You don't mar up your shock shaft when tightening down this nut. Is that the right size? No. What the? What the what? What the what? This one's gonna be too small. Show enough. Show enough is. Odd size. Alrighty, Steve. We'll talk to you later. Hey, check before you just ring me on Messenger. Make sure that I'm not on, not still on live. And we will talk to you later. Other gift? He's a madman. He is a madman. Okay, so now this we feed down through here. Say, I did not like this approach at this at all. Because now I'm stabbing the shock shaft. Ooh, like butter. Knocking pliers. I used to have a set of those. Man, that's like butter. It is. Kind of stiff. And of course, the oil will probably lubricate a lot of that. Okay. Now we will. Let's see. How do I want to approach this part of it? We will use the longer on the back, shorter on the front. Okay, so now we've got this bumper that we're going to add on. That it did not show me to put on. Oh, yes, it did. Beveled side up. And now we're going to add a rod end. Now we're going to go with the longer rod end. There we go. I was probably out of camera view for that. Sorry. The lighting, my eyeballs, and lack of being able to see very well. And then to get them on, I just take another screwdriver here. And we will turn. And we're just going to go up to where the threads just go to the inside. Here, let's do this. Let's slide this bumper all the way up. That'll keep it from sliding in on me. And if you notice, there's a little flat spot on here also for a small wrench. This area right here. So that you can use a small wrench to hold this axle or shock shaft. But we're just going to go to the top of the thread there. Slide this bumper back down. I don't know if you could hear that or not. Let's see. 420 F1 TC 001. Welcome to my channel. How are you doing this evening? Hopefully you're not a bot. I get a lot of those. Alright, now we've got our bladder cap. Pull this all the way down. And we have our shock cap. We will take and fill this up. I don't like to fill it all the way to the top right off the bat, because we've got to work out air bubbles here, and when you push that up, if you've got it full all the way up to the top, the shock oil just dumps everywhere. It makes a huge mess. And there really isn't a full-on clean way to do this. I should have showed you guys that, because let me get you untangled here. Earlier I had a mishap with the camera. We'll point that back down. Now we'll get this to focus. We'll push that up, up, just till it peaks out, okay? And then when you pull down, that forces all the air bubbles out. There was a good shot of them. All the way up. Focus. Focus. I say focus, son. Why this is not focusing, I don't know. But you'll want to do that a couple times. What that does is that gets all the air bubbles out. If you bring it up too high, you're going to catch air and suck air in. So I've got a collection of air bubbles there at the top now. It's a real fine mist of bubbles. You can't see the screw head. And then we'll just add a little bit more. We'll force them air bubbles to the top. I don't think it's focusing very well. Pull that back down. Okay, so now it's time for our bladder cap. They're showing put the bladder in the cap, then put the cap on. But what I like to do with mine is I'll take my cap or my bladder. I don't have enough oil in it. I'll get that oil up there just to the top, because your cap is going to displace some of that oil. And I'll take and I'll slide my cap in. Yep, you're back off camera. So this is, and we're out of focus. I'll just slide my cap in right like that. push that down. So now I've just pushed all the fine air bubbles off of the top of it there that I wasn't able to get to pop on their own. And then I put the cap on. Because that way I know that my bladder is sitting on the shock just fine. And we'll just back this down a little bit. This is the tensioner. Grab a towel. We'll just wipe off a little bit of debris that we got on the top. Clean everything up. Bada boom, bada bing. What a wonderful thing. Oh, we've got an issue on the bottom side. We've got leakage. Let's see. I don't know why, but I feel like if oil can come out, air can go in. Proper size. Okay, so this shock now has to be redone. We'll take the top back off. Now that bladder's stuck in there. O-ring net, O-ring spacer, O-ring cap. Yeah, it's done right. Let's see. Wonder if these will work. Here, let me pull this out. Let me fill this back up. And now that cap has my bladder in it. Just gonna put it on like they show in the instruction manual. It's not the way I would do it. Tighten that down. And now with this all I'm taking. That's not gonna stop that leak. Yep. So now I've got a shock full of oil that I can't get back in the bottle. I lied. And we're going to take apart this bottom side. So we've got O-ring failure somewhere. Okay, so I've got that O-ring that goes there. That seals that part. That goes on there. And this one. You know what? It doesn't go. Huh. I don't feel like this O-ring belongs there. I feel like this O-ring should be down here. It's just sloppiness up in there and it does, that O-ring does absolutely zero there. So we're gonna steal it. And we're gonna do it my way. Slide that down. Just doesn't make sense right there. But of course that doesn't make sense either. So we'll pop this O-ring back up there. Push that up there. There's nothing for that O-ring to push up into there. Everything's just like the picture shows. This shock will not hold oil without an O-ring down there at the bottom. This O-ring does nothing for this bottom piece of conundrum there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down where I first assumed or thought it would go, which is going to be all the way down here around the bottom of that. This, I couldn't tell you what that does. So now, if you see when we go to tighten this up, this O-ring, nice little seal right in there. We'll wipe this shock down. We'll refill it. Like a Losi cartridge. Well, I knew I've never been a fan of Losi for some reason. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I've never built a set of Losi shocks. I've got a set to build. I don't want to build them, but pop, pop. Filler to the top. And now again, we will pull, and you guys will be able to see firsthand the air. So we do the pump up. Go slow. And the pull down. Well, maybe you won't see the air. It's floating up slowly. Pump up. Pull down. Okay. And just another drop or two of the Earl in there. A flick, flick, flickety flick. Oh, yeah. That's bringing them air bubbles up for sure. I'm flicking a syringe. F. Gill is a great guy. Is that one of the Losies? I honestly, I don't know anything about Losi. I've got a Tenacity T sitting here waiting to be built. It's a, I would say it's a kit, but it's more like somebody's hack and slash Boxo parts build. I don't know. I don't think everything's in the box. Yeah, there we go. Now we'll get this bad boy all wiped down. Gil Losi. Ah. Now what does the man do? Look at this. So we got the shock built. There's no give. Shock does not move now. What is happening? There should be no reason why that doesn't go push all the way to the top. So, Kindle? What did I do wrong there? That, it just it doesn't.
Super Cow Poopman said, I've never seen that happen before.
I've had it happen before, but what I've had to do was I've had to pop the top, then compress the shock all the way. Wait for that to settle. Hold it down. Replace the cap. Kindle's giving me this step by step as I was showing you. He said, loosen the lid, press the shaft up, then retighten it. So what causes it to lock like that, Kindle? There's no spring in here.
Super Cow Poopman said, I'll get an airlock in it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened. Clean her all up. Everything works fine. Amazing. Spring. And I didn't clip a cup. I didn't clip me a cup out, man. So I'm assuming they gave me in this kit a setup for a 2-stage shock. Oh, we gotta slide the bumper up. Slide that down. Wow. Now let's get this seated on here right. There we go. Much better. Yeah, Super Cow says it's like an airlock. It wasn't letting it budge, I'll tell you that. So there's shock number one. No leak at the bottom now. May want to write Axial a little note about that. Everything works great. Shock tube number two. Adjuster. We'll go ahead and do the rod first. And with the rod, we went washer. Piston.
The Almighty Graves. Thanks for subscribing. The Almighty Graves.
All right.
Happy anniversary, you sexy beast.
Yeah. Right on, man. We're working on the shocks for the SMT-10. You'll get to see the Almighty Graves on tomorrow on the Death Metal Racing channel. As a matter of fact, it will say Jason Graves is now live. I don't know if it gives you a heads up whenever I join his live. We will find out. Nope. Slick Rick pliers. I just feel building this into the shock first is the better route to take. All right. There's that end of it. Okay, now for the boot side. We'll just drop that right down in there. Well, what if we just pass it right back up through there? So, let's see. We got our ass cap. That gets an O-ring. That also gets a spacer, which I just had here. I thought I had two cut. Yeah, right there. Make sure to share it to the deal. Whenever I do that, since I'm on Thornbush, in which I hope it went, yeah. Whenever I go to share it to DMR, it takes it off of my Thornbush page. So if you wouldn't mind sharing it over there, that would be super cool. Spacer. Lock that grease up in there. Then we got another spacer that goes on this end. Wait, I can't build that yet. It goes on backwards now. So now from this point, we go O-ring around the cap, not just up in the hole. Leak proof now. Okay. Then the funky monkey piston disc thing that I don't understand what this is for. We'll put it on anyways. The shock would probably work just fine without it, but Manuel says to put it in there, so we will. Okay, so we got this small O-ring and ass cap. That's how all that sets. And apply. And you want to make sure, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Taster Choice Coffee. Amigo, you're going to have to fill me in on that comment. I'm not a Taster's Choice guy, I'm a Folgers dude. It's the best part of waking up. I know, Steve, I see you. Because every time you post something, your name's right above it. There is no anonymoso in Facebook. Well, I guess you could post anonymously now with their new guidelines. It asks me, do you want to post anonymously? No, I want people to know that's me saying that. Bro. Bro. Let's throw the rod end on there. We'll get all this done dry. Spacer, bumper. Rubber baby bumper butt. Rubber, oh no, it's rubber baby bubby bumper. Something like that.
The Almighty Graves is now hosting you for 0 viewers.
Right on. Thanks, buddy. I was gonna go out there and be like, hey, come watch me live. Try to drum up some business, because I run a very minimal watch crew. I did get graced with the presence of Kendall Nowak tonight. Ozark Hobby Adventurous. Philip Lamas with Jasper Hobbies. Steve Wood, and then my true all faithful fan, Super Cow, Poop Man. He's on every time I come on. He gives me somebody to talk to, makes me not feel like I'm crazy. What is this? Nothing. Okay. Gotta go do a taxi run to afford some new RC parts. Be back later. 10-4, good buddy. Take care, be safe. Alright, so we're working on the other rear shock, so we'll grab the other rear extent piece. I'm gonna have to step up my speed here a little bit. This old man's got to get to bed. Four o'clock comes early. I'm generally in bed around 9. If I'm feeling rebellious, it'd be 9:30. Or if I'm hanging out with my buddy Jason, it's midnight, 11 o'clock, 11:30, we're in there. Matter of fact, I think the other night we was coming. Oh, cool. I think when we was coming back from the from Bodie's watching Ben play, I think I fell asleep on him a couple times on the drive home. I hate being that guy. But I'm a borderline narcoleptic. If I sit anywhere for longer than 5 minutes, I will fall asleep. Or if you're talking to me and I'm just not totally into the conversation, I will fall asleep on you. I don't mean to. I don't do it intentionally. It's involuntary. Slow and low. We just don't want to push that oil out everywhere. Okay. And now for the air show. Flick, flick, flick. There's a bubble. Flick, flick, flick. Flick, flick, flick. We'll do that again.
Super Cow Poopman said, my wife rarely makes it past 9 p.m. normally is asleep 9 p.m. on the dot.
Yep. Well, as soon as my head hits that pillow, I'm out. There ain't no chit chat. How'd your day go? You should better ask me that before I go to bed because it's not going to get an answer. I put my head on that pillow, I close my eyes, I fall asleep. Yeah, I did make it home though. I didn't fall asleep on the way home, which, oh, so we learned last time we want to push this. We'll get the cap on there. We'll go ahead and push this up. Then we will tighten down the top cap, wipe the poo off. I know I didn't get roofied because I opened the Pepsi. Yeah. Nice. Just one little thing I don't like about this one. We'll shave off this roughage on the top of this shock. I know Kendall was saying use a file. I just don't like the roughage. That don't look bad. Red Spring. Shock cup. Oop. Bumper pad up. Shock cup. Down onto the deal. Ba-bow. Seat that. Seat this on there. Nice smooth action shock. These are big boys. They're 134 millimeter. Because on all my 110s, I run 120 or shorter. I try to stay away from the 120s now, even though I've got them on damn near every truck. Sure wasn't a Mountain Dew. You over there drinking, Steve? I don't drink Mountain Dew. I drink the old Canada Dry. Ah, yeah. All right. So we got the shock rod. Got the wishy washer. And, oh, I've got to cut more parts out. I need the 2-hole piston from the other parts tree. Bam. And bam. Call it a night and go to sleep. I've got 2 shocks to build here, son. I wasn't gonna pull an all-nighter again. Washer. Big nut. Got the nut on there. Bam. Bam. Now, Super Cow, if you check in tomorrow on the DMR Facebook, I don't know if you're on Facebook, but if you do, uh, we may not see the comment right away, but we will eventually and give you a shout out. Because generally, what we do is we'll just set the cameras and we walk away. There will be probably 3 feeds actually going tomorrow. You'll have Jerry Justice doing one from the pit, and then you'll have me from the far end of the track on 3 and 4, and you'll have Jason up on 1 and 2. That's the way it rolls. Okay. Big O-ring ass cap. I keep forgetting to cut them things off. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Bam, 1. Bam, 2. Cap. Bam. Bam. And these non-functioning pistons for some reason. 1 and 2. And these spacers. 1 and 2. Okay. I better think about what I said. That generally gets me in a lot of trouble because I don't ever think about what I say. So you're going to have to refresh me. What did I say? Let me think about it, man. What did I say, Steve-O? What did I say? Yeah, I know. I'm totally working on the wrong project, Jerry. I I know. Oh, that's bumper grommet. I know you're not my son, Steve. If you was my son, I'd have done busted your ass. Oh, 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 oh! Slow your roll. There we go. Drop that on there. Then this one. Then the ass cap. I know. No excuses. We're gonna rock it tomorrow. Bumper. Get my drive on. I didn't race last week because I was working. Believe you me though, I was thinking about you guys the whole time. Jeez, I'm up here on this damn roof, working under freaking spotlights. They're out there at the racetrack having a good old time, chuckling it up, buddy style. Bring a sack lunch. I've got a lunch box. I've got a big lunch box, buddy. I'm going, rushing it. I'm rushing it. Do a motor cleanup. I've got a brand spanking new one. Supposedly needs no no break in. It's plug and play. And it's supposed to be laser fast. Ooh, nice little bevel. And some bubbles there. Pull the plunger down again. Just forcing the air out. And then we'll top it off. Bladder. Cap. Back that down just a little bit. Put this down just a little bit more, about right there. Push that up. Hold. And tighten. Wipe it off. This is why I don't like doing shocks. I get covered in oil. Somebody took my paper towels. Did you take my paper towels? I'll be dipped. Would you grab me a roll of paper towels? Okay. We've got the same action going on there, as we do on the other ones. Yes, Jerry.
Oh, where'd you get that? That's so cute.
I've had that for a while. I just haven't put a bag back in it. I know. I need a bigger room. Yeah, I need to finish that. She's talking about my 24 scale course I'm building in here. It's a little messy. uh, Steve, you remind me of The Rock. Can you smell what Steve's cooking? No, but we can smell what he's ate. He's full of crap. Yeah, Jerry, I got one of them motors. I'm gonna try it out. I gotta start winning at some point. Win something anyhow. As long as they don't put me in the same heat as Ben. But if they do put me in the same heat as Ben and I beat Ben, which we all know is a long shot, but if I do, I could win a jackpot of money, right? Well, I can't beat you either. You're Mr. Consistent over there. You just plug around. And you do good too. You just race your race, and I'm not saying that I race everybody else's race, but when I race, I don't win. Okay. We're winding down. We're getting to the last bits. Should be cleaning out my trays. There's a washer, a 2-hole plunger, another washer, and a nut. Right like that. Grippy these with the old pliers. I know I was using that T-wrench, but this one's, I don't have to look for this one. I look down and it's there. It says, excuse me, it says, use me. That in there, bam, just like that. Then we go, bam, with this bad boy up in there. Bam, with this bad boy down there. Bam, this. We could put that one there, but we're going to put that one in here. It's these two, this one, bam. Okay. Put that on there. Little O-ring sets in there. Got 5 minutes. Spacer sets on little O-ring. Maybe. Yep. Right up into there, up into there. Screws onto there. Pull that down. Conical bumper, up and in. Rod end. I guess this wouldn't be a rod end, it would be a shock end. You ain't being rude. Can't get past 6th place. Dude, I'm running 7 and 8. Building your shocks, Colby. Nice little smooth action going on there. We're on down to the last one. Oh, you ain't rude, Steve. I know you're just kidding. You're just a big kidder. Big kidder Maruski. A jokester. A rock star. Can't put that on yet, silly goose. I'm sorry, guys. I'm building up here now. And normally I build down there, up here, over there, over here. All over the place. I know. It's getting close. We're getting down to the wire, folks. The stream will end in 3 minutes. It's gonna take me 3 minutes just to get the air out of this thing. Slow, 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 slowly. Oh. Big old air bubble. Let that settle for just a second. There's a lot of air in there. Let's get that on. Flickered up to the top. We'll do the dish. Choosh. And the lid. Oh, gotta run this down just a fuzz more. So that the cap will fit. We'll just, and put that on like that. And push this all the way up. Smush. And tighten the cap. Damn, I like that. Yeah. Yes. I can, I'm limited on what I can do. Since I'm running dinosaur technology here. I can, there we go. Now I'll be able to corral myself. can't get out of this picture unless I'm like over here doing it, or over there doing it, or way up there doing it. All right. Slide the bumper up. Spring on. Seat it into the nut and slide it the rest of the way. Slide this on and bring it down. Bam. 901. 4 shocks built. And now, folks, we'll have a little bit of time to recap the live stream. Today, what we've done is we've installed the links upon the AR60 axles on the front and the rear. Done. Yeah. I make it much better right at the end of my show. I gotta get ready for bed. We got all 4 shocks built, out of the way. 8 shocks done. Don't have to worry about them. Let's see. Tomorrow's agenda will be installing the shocks on the links. No, tomorrow's agenda is going to be some badass racing. So, sorry. But it looks like it's going to be a transmission build. I've already got 3 of these built. But it's not brand new transmission, that's Colby's. So we're just going to build it. And then I get the freezy flicky stuff. And people's probably, I wonder what he just said. Or if they even care, but they're probably like, man, this sucks. Don't know what this guy's saying. His camera keeps freezing up. I hate this. But anyhow, enough dead time, because you guys get enough of dead time on the freeze frames. But that's going to be a wrap for tonight. I'm going to run up, tell my grandson goodbye, and hit the hay. And we will see you guys tomorrow on Death Metal Racing Facebook page. Make sure you tune in.
Super Cal Poopman said, take care.
And you do the same, Super Cow. Take care. Have a good evening. Hasta la vista.